Imagine rowing a small boat along the river of life. Is your boat gliding effortlessly, or does unnecessary baggage weigh it down? At 70 or 80, life isn't about adding more, it's about learning to let go. Today, I'll share 11 things you should release to rediscover freedom, joy, and lightness in your golden years. This book starts with asking the question, is life worth living? And if so, how? As we grow older, life offers us a unique opportunity to reflect on what truly matters. The wisdom gained over decades can guide us to a simpler, more meaningful way of living. Yet many of us carry physical and emotional burdens that weigh us down. This video isn't about regrets or missed opportunities. It's about embracing the present and creating space for joy, connection, and fulfillment. The concept of spiritual growth is that we should seek spiritual experiences that ground us in our true nature and life's purpose. You might wonder, what are these things holding me back? Some might be habits formed over the years. Others could be physical clutter or emotional attachments that no longer serve us. By identifying these and learning to let them go, we can live a freer, happier life. For instance, imagine a wise elder whose home is filled with meaningful memories rather than excess possessions. They've learned the art of decluttering, not just their physical surroundings, but also their mind. They prioritize moments of tranquility and connection over busyness. This is the essence of tranquility and wisdom, the ability to align life with what truly brings peace. In this video, we'll explore 11 things to let go of after 70, to simplify your life and rediscover happiness. These lessons aren't about giving up. They're about gaining emotional freedom, spiritual growth, and a renewed sense of purpose. Whether you're 70, 80, or beyond, it's never too late to make meaningful changes that lead to a happier, more fulfilling life. Throughout this journey, we'll touch on practical advice and inspiring insights tailored to your stage of life. This isn't just about decluttering physical spaces, but about releasing outdated mindsets and habits. It's about creating room for positive aging and allowing yourself to thrive in your golden years. As we move forward, I encourage you to reflect on your own life. What are the things that no longer serve you? Are there habits or attachments that feel more like weights than wings? And most importantly, are you ready to embrace a simpler, lighter, and more joyful life? Let's embark on this journey together. With every step, you'll find yourself closer to emotional freedom and a life filled with purpose and tranquility. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's begin exploring how to live a happier, more intentional life after 70. Welcome to a new chapter of wisdom, peace, and growth. Imagine your life as a delicate garden. Each plant represents the things that matter most to you: family, health, hobbies, and moments of peace. But what happens when you overwater the garden with unnecessary busyness? The plants drown, unable to thrive. This is the same with our lives. When we fill our days with tasks that don't align with our true priorities, we suffocate what truly matters. For years, I believed that a busy schedule equaled success. My calendar was packed with commitments, and I wore my busyness like a badge of honor. But over time, I began to notice something. The busier I was, the more disconnected I felt from the things that brought me joy. I realized that saying yes to everything was saying no to the things that mattered most, like spending time with loved ones or simply enjoying a quiet moment. One day, I met a neighbor who seemed to have mastered the art of letting go. Her days were simple, filled with gardening, reading, and spending time with her grandchildren. When I asked her secret, she smiled and said, "I only keep what brings me joy." That conversation was a turning point for me. It made me reflect on the unnecessary busyness in my own life and how I could start letting go. Letting go of busyness doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities. Instead, it's about prioritizing what truly matters and learning to say no to the rest. Ask yourself, does this task or commitment bring me joy? Does it align with my values? If the answer is no, it's okay to let it go. Saying no can feel uncomfortable at first, but it's an act of self-care that creates space for the things that truly matter. Start small. Choose one task or commitment to release this week. Use that freed-up time to do something that nourishes your soul, a walk in nature, a chat with a loved one, or simply enjoying a moment of stillness. Over time, you'll notice the difference. Life feels lighter, and your energy is focused on what truly brings you peace and happiness. Letting go of unnecessary busyness is not about doing less, it's about living more. It's about making space for the things that truly matter and allowing your garden of life to bloom. Think of your life as a backpack. The lighter it is, the easier it becomes to carry. But what happens when you fill it with shiny but unnecessary objects? It weighs you down, leaving you tired and unable to enjoy the journey. This is what happens when we fall into the trap of mindless spending. Accumulating things that bring fleeting happiness but add a long-term burden. For many years, I believed that owning more would make me happier. I would buy the latest gadgets, clothes, and decorations, thinking they would fill some undefined void. But each new purchase only brought a temporary sense of joy. Soon, these items would be forgotten, collecting dust in a closet, while the emptiness remained. One day, while helping a friend declutter her home, we uncovered boxes of unopened items she had bought over the years. She looked at them and said, "These things didn't bring me the happiness I thought they would." That moment was a revelation for both of us. It made me question my own spending habits and what I was truly seeking. Quitting mindless spending doesn't mean denying yourself pleasures or joys. Instead, it's about shifting your focus from acquiring things to investing in experiences and relationships. Ask yourself before making a purchase, does this item add value to my life? Will it bring lasting joy, or is it just a distraction? Over time, I began to redirect my spending. Instead of buying another decorative item for my home, I chose to host a family dinner. Instead of upgrading to a newer gadget, I spent that money on a weekend trip with close friends. These experiences didn't just bring joy in the moment. They created memories that stayed with me. Decluttering both your physical and financial life creates emotional freedom. A simpler, clutter-free space allows you to breathe easier and focus on what truly matters. Your surroundings begin to reflect your values, and your energy is no longer drained by the weight of unnecessary possessions. Imagine walking into your home and seeing only the things that bring you joy: photos of loved ones, a comfortable chair, a favorite book. This is the power of quitting mindless spending. It's not just about saving money. It's about creating a life that feels lighter, freer, and more aligned with what truly brings you happiness. Life is full of small inconveniences: a spilled drink, a traffic delay, or a misplaced key. These moments can feel frustrating in the moment, but when we hold on to them, they build up like a heavy storm cloud blocking the sunshine in our lives. Letting go of stressing over small things is about reclaiming the joy and peace that minor annoyances can steal from us. I used to let small setbacks ruin my day. If I spilled my coffee or forgot something on my grocery list, it would stick with me for hours, casting a shadow over everything else. But one day, a friend shared a simple mantra that changed my perspective. Will this matter in 5 years? The answer was almost always no. This question became a mental reset button, allowing me to move on and focus on what truly mattered. Think of these small frustrations as raindrops on a window. They may blur your view temporarily, but if you step back, you'll see that the bigger picture is still clear. Learning to let go doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means choosing not to let minor issues steal your happiness. One strategy is to practice reframing. Instead of seeing a traffic jam as wasted time, view it as an opportunity to enjoy your favorite music or reflect on your day. Instead of getting upset over a spilt drink, laugh at the clumsiness of the moment. It's not the end of the world. Start by identifying one small thing that tends to stress you out. The next time it happens, take a deep breath, ask yourself if it really matters, and let it go. Over time, you'll notice a lighter, more peaceful approach to life. Remember, life is too short to let the small things steal the joy of the bigger picture. Imagine yourself as a tree, strong and grounded. Your energy, like the tree's roots, nourishes the fruits of your life, your relationships, passions, and well-being. But what happens if you constantly give away your energy to others without replenishing it? The tree weakens and the fruits wither. This is why prioritizing self-care is not selfish, it's essential. For many years, I believed that putting others first was the ultimate act of kindness. I would go out of my way to help, often at the expense of my own well-being. Over time, I began to feel drained and resentful, though I didn't want to admit it. It wasn't until I started prioritizing myself that I realized how much better I could show up for others when I was rested and fulfilled. A friend of mine shared her experience of starting a morning ritual just for herself. She would wake up 30 minutes earlier to enjoy a quiet cup of tea and reflect on her day. This simple act gave her a sense of peace and centeredness that carried into her interactions with others. Inspired by her, I began incorporating small acts of self-care into my routine. These moments became sacred, a time to recharge and reconnect with myself. Prioritizing self-care doesn't mean neglecting others. It means setting healthy boundaries and recognizing that your well-being is just as important as anyone else's. Start small. Say no to commitments that drain your energy, and yes to activities that nurture your soul. It could be a walk in nature, a favorite hobby, or simply sitting quietly with a good book. One of the biggest shifts comes from learning to say no without guilt. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to saying yes to everything. But over time, you'll find that saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. And that's a gift worth giving. When you prioritize self-care, you're not only honoring yourself, but also creating the capacity to support and love others more deeply. Remember, a tree with strong roots bears the sweetest fruits. By taking care of your roots, your energy, your health, your peace, you ensure that you can continue to give in a way that's sustainable and joyful. Imagine a painter with a palette filled with every color imaginable. In their eagerness to use all the colors, they create a chaotic canvas with no focus or harmony. This is what happens when we overcommit. Saying yes to too many things can lead to a life that feels overwhelming and disorganized. Learning to say no is like choosing the colors that truly matter to you, creating a masterpiece of balance and intention. For much of my life, I found it difficult to say no. I would agree to every request, attend every event, and offer help even when my energy was already stretched thin. I thought saying yes made me kind and reliable, but in truth, it left me exhausted and resentful. It wasn't until I reached a breaking point that I realized the cost of overcommitting. I wasn't giving my best to anyone, not even myself. One day, I decided to practice saying no. A friend invited me to a social gathering, and instead of agreeing out of obligation, I kindly declined. I used that evening to rest, read, and enjoy my own company. The next day, I felt refreshed and more present for the commitments I had chosen. That small act of saying no without guilt was transformative. Saying no doesn't mean you're selfish or unkind. It means you're prioritizing your time and energy for the things that truly matter. Before committing to something, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Will it bring me joy or peace? If the answer is no, permit yourself to decline. A polite but firm no is often enough. Start small. The next time you're faced with a request or invitation, pause and evaluate how it fits into your life. You might say something like, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I won't be able to commit to that." Over time, you'll find it easier to honor your boundaries. When you say no to things that don't serve you, you're saying yes to the things that do. You create space for rest, joy, and meaningful connections. Remember, life isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the things that matter most. By learning to say no, you take control of your time and energy, painting a life that reflects your true priorities. Imagine your relationships as a garden. Some connections are like vibrant flowers that bring beauty and joy, while others are like invasive weeds, draining the soil of its nutrients and stifling growth. Letting go of unhealthy relationships is not about loss. It's about making space for the relationships that truly nourish your life. For years, I held on to a friendship that had long since turned toxic. Conversations left me feeling drained, judged, and unworthy. Yet I clung to it out of loyalty and fear of confrontation. Deep down, I knew this relationship was more of a burden than a blessing, but letting go felt impossible. A turning point came when I asked myself a simple question: does this relationship uplift me or diminish me? The answer was clear, and though it was difficult, I decided to step away. It wasn't an easy process. There were moments of doubt and guilt, but over time I realized how much lighter and freer I felt. My energy was no longer spent trying to fix something unfixable. Instead, I could invest in relationships that brought mutual respect and joy. Letting go of unhealthy relationships doesn't mean you harbor anger or resentment. It's about acknowledging that not all connections are meant to last forever. Some people are part of our journey for a season, and that's okay. The important thing is to surround yourself with people who inspire, support, and respect you. Start by evaluating your relationships. Are there connections that consistently leave you feeling drained or unhappy? If so, consider setting boundaries or stepping away. This doesn't have to be abrupt or confrontational. A gradual distancing is often enough. Focus instead on nurturing the relationships that uplift you: family, friends, or community members who truly care for your well-being. Remember, a healthy relationship is a two-way street built on mutual trust, kindness, and understanding. When you let go of toxic connections, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships to thrive. Ending an unhealthy relationship may feel like closing a door, but it also opens a window to fresh air and sunlight. Your garden of life deserves to bloom with vibrant, nourishing connections. By letting go, you honor yourself and make room for growth, joy, and peace. Imagine your body as a house. Over the years, it has weathered storms, kept you safe, and provided shelter for your dreams and aspirations. But, just like a house, your body needs maintenance to remain strong and functional. Putting your health first isn't just about living longer. It's about ensuring the years ahead are vibrant and fulfilling. For many years, I overlooked the importance of small, daily habits. Exercise felt optional, and convenience often dictated my diet. But as I aged, I began to notice the toll this neglect had taken. Simple tasks felt harder, and my energy levels dipped. It was a wake-up call, a reminder that my body deserved the same care and attention I gave to other aspects of my life. A neighbor of mine, who is now in her 80s, shared her secret to staying active: a 15-minute walk every morning. She told me, "It's not just about moving my body, it's about starting the day with intention." Inspired by her, I began incorporating short walks into my routine. Over time, these walks became a source of energy, clarity, and joy. Putting your health first doesn't require drastic changes. It's about taking small, consistent steps that make a big difference over time. Start by examining your daily habits. Are you moving enough? Are you nourishing your body with wholesome foods? Are you prioritizing rest and recovery? These small actions build the foundation for a healthier, more fulfilling life. Consider mindfulness as part of your health journey. Activities like yoga or meditation can help you maintain mental clarity and emotional balance. Even a few minutes of deep breathing each day can reduce stress and improve your overall well-being. It's important to remember that taking care of your health is an act of self-love. By investing in your physical and mental well-being, you're giving yourself the strength and energy to enjoy the things you love most. Whether it's spending time with family, pursuing hobbies, or simply savoring life's little moments. Your body is your most valuable asset. Treat it with care and it will reward you with vitality and resilience. By putting your health first, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Imagine your dreams as seeds waiting to be planted. They hold the potential to grow into beautiful trees, but they need action, water, sunlight, and care to thrive. Too often, procrastination becomes the barrier between these seeds and the garden of our fulfilled aspirations. Tackling procrastination isn't just about doing more, it's about living with intention and purpose. And emotion regulation can persistently help living in balance. With today's activity programs and tools, for many years I told myself, I'll do it later. Whether it was learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or completing a long-dreamed project, later always seemed like a safer option. But as the years went by, I realized that later often turned into never. The regret of not starting sooner weighed heavily on me. A friend of mine, at 72, decided to pursue her lifelong dream of writing a book. She began by dedicating just 15 minutes a day to her manuscript. Over time, those minutes turned into pages, and pages turned into chapters. A year later, she held her finished book in her hands, beaming with pride. Her story inspired me to stop delaying my own goals and take the first step, no matter how small. Tackling procrastination begins with breaking the cycle of delay. Start by identifying a personal goal you've been putting off. It doesn't have to be grand. It could be as simple as organizing a photo album, taking up painting, or joining a fitness class. Then, commit to a small, manageable action. Even 5 minutes a day can create momentum. One effective strategy is to set specific, realistic goals and track your progress. Instead of saying, I'll learn to play the piano someday, set a goal like, I'll practice for 10 minutes every evening. Celebrate small wins along the way. They build confidence and keep you motivated. It's also important to forgive yourself for past delays. The best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is today. Let go of the guilt and focus on the present. Every moment is an opportunity to take a step closer to your dreams. Remember, life is not about perfection but about progress. By overcoming procrastination, you transform those seeds of potential into the garden of a fulfilled and purposeful life. The journey begins with just one step. Take it today. Life is like a flowing river. At times it moves gently, and at others it rushes with force. Resisting the current only exhausts us, while learning to flow with it opens doors to growth and unexpected beauty. Embracing change is about releasing fear and stepping into the possibilities that come with life's natural ebbs and flows. Change can feel daunting, especially as we grow older. For many years, I resisted it. I clung to routines, familiar places, and predictable outcomes, thinking they would keep me safe. But over time, I realized that this resistance was limiting me. It wasn't protecting me. It was preventing me from discovering new joys and experiences. A dear friend of mine, at 68, decided to move to a new city after living in the same town her whole life. It was a leap of faith, and she was understandably nervous. But she told me, I was more afraid of missing out on the adventure than I was of the unknown. A year later, she had built a new community, discovered new hobbies, and felt a renewed sense of purpose. Her courage inspired me to reevaluate my own relationship with change. Embracing change doesn't mean you have to take drastic steps. Start with small shifts. Try a new hobby, explore a different route on your daily walk, or reconnect with an old friend. Each step outside your comfort zone builds confidence and opens your mind to new possibilities. A helpful strategy is to reframe how you view change. Instead of seeing it as an ending, view it as a new beginning. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience help me grow? By shifting your mindset, change becomes less of a threat and more of an opportunity. It's natural to feel fear when faced with the unknown, but fear often fades when we take the first step. Letting go of the need for control allows us to experience life's surprises with an open heart. Remember, some of the most beautiful chapters in life start with a blank page. Researchers. By embracing change, you invite growth, resilience, and new adventures into your life. The river of life will always flow, and when you learn to move with it, you discover the beauty that lies beyond the bends. Imagine sleep as the foundation of a house. No matter how beautiful or strong the walls and roof are, the house cannot stand if the foundation is weak. Sleep is the foundation for your health, providing your body and mind with the energy and resilience needed to thrive. Valuing sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. For years, I underestimated the importance of sleep. I would stay up late trying to squeeze more productivity or entertainment into my evenings. I convinced myself that I could catch up on sleep later, but I didn't realize the toll it was taking on my body and mind. Over time, I began to notice a pattern. Poor sleep led to low energy, difficulty focusing, and a heightened sense of irritability. It wasn't until I prioritized sleep that I truly understood its transformative power. A friend once shared her story of battling insomnia. She decided to create a bedtime ritual to signal her body that it was time to wind down. Every night she would sip herbal tea, read a calming book, and listen to soft music. Within weeks her sleep improved, and she felt more refreshed and alert during the day. Inspired by her, I adopted my own nighttime routine, and the results were remarkable. Valuing sleep means creating an environment and routine that supports rest. Start by establishing a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Your body thrives on routine, and a consistent sleep schedule helps regulate your internal clock. Create a calming pre-sleep routine, such as dimming the lights, meditating, or taking a warm bath. These activities prepare your mind and body for rest. The quality of your sleep is just as important as the quantity. Ensure your bedroom is conducive to restful sleep. Keep the room cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows that support your body. Avoid caffeine, heavy meals, and electronic screens in the hours leading up to bedtime, as they can interfere with your ability to fall asleep. Remember, sleep is not wasted time. It's an investment in your health and well-being. During sleep, your body repairs itself, your mind processes emotions, and your energy is restored for the day ahead. Neglecting sleep is like running on an empty tank. It may work for a while, but eventually you'll feel the effects. Prioritizing sleep is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to enhance your overall quality of life. By valuing sleep, you're not just adding hours to your day, you're improving the way you experience every moment. Treat sleep as the cornerstone of your health and watch how it transforms your energy, focus, and joy. Imagine your life as a unique painting. Every stroke, every color, and every detail reflects your journey. Now picture comparing your masterpiece to someone else's, another painting with its own story and beauty. When we focus on comparisons, we fail to appreciate the masterpiece of our own lives. For much of my life, I found myself comparing achievements, possessions, and even appearances to others. It seemed harmless at first, but over time I realized how much joy it was stealing from me. Instead of celebrating my own milestones, I felt inadequate because someone else appeared to be doing better. But one day, a simple conversation shifted my perspective. A friend shared her experience of leaving social media. She explained how the endless stream of others' highlights made her feel as though her life was dull in comparison. Without that constant comparison, she began to see the beauty in her own life, the laughter at family dinners, the quiet mornings with coffee, and the satisfaction of small accomplishments. Her story inspired me to reflect on my own habits and let go of the need to measure myself against others. Letting go of comparisons doesn't mean ignoring others' success or happiness. Instead, it's about shifting the focus back to your own journey. Ask yourself, what am I proud of today? What brings me joy? By turning inward, you'll find that your life is full of unique and meaningful moments. One helpful practice is gratitude journaling. Each evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. Over time, this habit trains your mind to focus on your blessings rather than what you perceive to be lacking. It's a simple but powerful way to ground yourself in appreciation for your own path. It's also important to recognize that social media often presents a curated version of reality. Comparing your everyday life to someone else's highlights is like comparing behind-the-scenes footage to a finished movie. Remember, everyone faces challenges and struggles, even if they don't show them. Start small. The next time you catch yourself comparing, pause and redirect your thoughts. Remind yourself of the things that make your life special: a loving relationship, a personal accomplishment, or even the comfort of a favorite routine. Your journey is uniquely yours. By letting go of comparisons, you free yourself to embrace and celebrate the beauty of your own life. You are the artist of your story, and no one else can paint it the way you do. Focus on your masterpiece and let it shine. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect. Imagine meeting a woman in her 70s who radiates joy and peace. Her smile is warm, her spirit unburdened. When asked about her secret, she replies, "I let go of everything weighing me down, fears, regrets, and things that no longer served me." Her words hold a powerful truth. Happiness in our golden years isn't about holding on to everything, but about knowing when to let go. The lessons we've explored today are not just about simplifying life, they're about making room for what truly matters: peace, connection, and purpose. Whether it's releasing unnecessary busyness, breaking free from comparisons, or embracing change, every small step you take brings you closer to a lighter, more joyful life. Now it's your turn. Take a moment to think about the 11 things we've discussed. Which one resonates with you the most? Is there something you've been holding on to that no longer serves you? Perhaps it's time to say goodbye to a habit, a thought pattern, or even a physical possession that feels like a weight. Letting go isn't easy, but it's a gift you give yourself, a gift of freedom and growth. As you move forward, remember that this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Celebrate the small wins along the way and be kind to yourself in the process. Every step, no matter how small, is a step toward living with greater intention and joy. I encourage you to take action today. Choose one thing to let go of, something that no longer aligns with your values or brings you peace. Write it down as a commitment to yourself, then replace it with something that uplifts you, whether it's a new habit, a moment of gratitude, or a connection with someone you love. Lastly, let's continue this conversation together. Share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these lessons speaks to you the most? How are you planning to embrace this new chapter of life? Your story might inspire someone else to begin their own journey. Thank you for joining me on this path of reflection and growth. If you found value in today's video, please like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can inspire each other to live our golden years with grace, joy, and wisdom. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter filled with freedom, fulfillment, and the beauty of being present in the moment. Let's walk this journey together, one step at a time.